Welcome to the first ever incredibly late reaction to the prototype Ixter. I don't know what that acronym means, but it's there. But looking at how they designed this thing, it totally looks like they're going to name it after a bird. I bet it's going to be like Nighthawk or something like that. I mean, if you look at it, it's totally a bird face. So anyway, welcome to, an incredibly late reaction to the prototypes and stuff like that. I'd seen in the email while traveling that this was going to be on the test server. So at level 8 it's got 118,000 HP and it can walk at 39 kilometers per hour, which is pretty fast for such a heavy bot. And then it's got this jump slash stealth. Should we call it jelth or stump, or do we just stick with the descend thing that they came up with? I don't know, but it's got a 20-second cooldown, and as far as marketing goes, I think it was a good call to make something like this, because the Griffin, maybe arguably the most commonly used and most popular robot in the game, and most universal. And so, yeah, it makes sense to try to come up with something to replace it that doesn't cost, very, very cheap silver in relation to, all of the other things that are commonly used in the game. So I think probably a good call by Pixonic. I don't know. I think it's a fun idea for a bot. I've been trying to think of like what I'd want to say to you guys about it. I don't know, like I think it's a good idea, because like it takes like what the Griffin has. So you can see I was jumping here, not because I was hoping to go anywhere. I just needed the stealth so that guy couldn't shoot me, which worked, because now I can move in and really tear him up from close range with this stuff. Anyway, yeah, so the stealth ability and everything, like, that's really cool. It takes the things that the Griffin can do and it does them like better. In some ways, if you think about it though, like with a Thunder, like, yes, huge DPS, but replacing like 2 Magnums like on a Griffin with it, and trying to stay at like Tehran range, like outside of 350 meters, and like protecting and saving your bot a little bit, not quite as effective. But yeah, they're saying, you use this to like jump into the fray and deal like a whole bunch of damage and stuff like that. And yeah, it could be used like that. I think, did you see that? Let's watch it again. Did you see that guy just tip over right there? Let's watch it in slow motion now. Oh, I'm so sleepy, I gotta take a nap. Anyway, I thought it was funny, so I thought we'd repeat it a few times. So yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you guys think about it. What would you tweak about it, or maybe if it had a different ability, like what would you give it to? But yeah, I think this is definitely going to try to attract people away from using the Griffin into using something that's a little bit harder to get into, because I think the whole planet would be up in arms if they changed the price of the Griffin, so that's out of the question. They're not going to nerf the Griffin because it's so popular, so that's out of the question. Everyone would hate them. So I think this is probably their best option, is coming up with a robot that can replace the Griffin in a lot of ways. So but anyway, yeah, so the new Flamethrower at level 8, it does 5090 DPS. So I guess to put that into perspective for you guys, a level 8 Thunder, its DPS, not its like cycle DPS, but it's just regular DPS is and that's damage per second for those of you following along at home. The level 8 Thunder, its DPS is about 11,000. And so up close, I don't know, like this thing has the huge perk in that it can't be blocked. The only thing that you can block it, or like avoid, use to avoid it, is just movement. But with its lower DPS, especially when you're getting into that 300-meter range, I don't know, like I'm trying to figure out if it would be better if they increased its, like, not necessarily its damage, but if they increased its like splash radius, because it did say either in the description or on the test server, see me get hung up right there, or somewhere, but it said that it said that it had like a little splash radius and stuff like that. And I think maybe if they changed it so that it had like maybe a 20-meter radius, so that it was, you know, a little bit trickier, especially for the, you know, big fat slow bots to avoid. I don't know, I think that might be a good call, or maybe you stick with it where it's at and it needs like more skill and stuff. But I don't know, I'm almost inclined to say that it needs a little bit something in that regard. It's just kind of hard to say. So I'm sure you guys have thought about it. It's been like 1.5 years since this test server happened. Just kidding, it's been like half a week. But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to get on the test server while I was at the airport. I got the email about it, like I told you guys before, and I was in the Chicago airport and may or may not have been taking a dump. So yep, so that's what happened. And but yeah, so the flamethrowers are fun. But yeah, I think they might need a little bit of something there. And as far as the new prototype, it was a lot of fun to run, and I didn't get to play really like at all. Like, it was this round. So if you guys have any more comments and stuff about it, and I watched some other things on it from some like from Phoenix and some other people, and they were talking about how like it has like a glitch and stuff like that with the jump, where you can just jump continuously. And I tried to take a look at that on this map, but it looked like, I don't know, it looked like it was working fine for me here at least. But yeah, so normally with these like test server reviews, you guys like, you know, it might help you when you're reporting and stuff like that to think about things you didn't think about before. But really my purpose with this one is just to highlight, some pretty big things adding to the game. This flamethrower thing, people have been talking about this thing for forever. Like, people have wanted some kind of flamethrower weapon added into the game. And I wanted to make sure that we talked about it early before, before it gets too much further into development, because I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are excited about it too. Let me know what you think it could use, like as far as tweaks and stuff like that, without making it overpowered. And let me know what you talked about with other people, or what you heard from other YouTubers, because like I said, I only had time to watch and internet to watch like a couple of them. So but anyway, I had this Death Button Griffin in here because I just wanted to see how it fared against like the new bots and stuff like that, which I didn't really get to see here, but just wanted to see how it was. So anyway, thank you so much for coming and checking out the video. Tune in tomorrow for something else. Oh yeah, and so I had posted that commentary, or just that video with captions, and yeah, so a lot of positive stuff, and people are asking like, well, if you're doing that, why don't you just record? But yeah, so the reason I'm not taking the time to record on those days, I usually don't post anything on those days for you guys, but I can easily record other rounds that I play during the week. I just don't. It's hard to get the time to find a quiet spot for long enough that I can record like 3 or 4 live commentary rounds. So that's what's going on with that, and with typing those captions in and stuff like that, it's actually really fast for me. That last video only took like 3 minutes, and it's also something I can do on the fly, like even on my phone. So so that's just like an easier way for me to get it out for you guys and maximize like other random downtimes during the day when I actually don't have time to record voice. So and anytime I do have extra voice videos, I'll post them on those days instead of those, because I know that's why almost all of you come to my channel probably. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for your continued amazing support. The most epic subscribers in the world on the planet. And I hope you have an amazing day.